my name is Deirdre Martinez of the Uplift Movement, and I'm here today with yoga and meditation instructor Heather Don. I met Heather at Equinox. She was teaching a yoga class there, and I fell in love with the way that she teaches because she really gets you to have a mind-body connection. And I love that because that's what yoga is all about, and that's what movement is all about. So we're pairing up this weekend, or actually we've been doing some workshops now on an ongoing basis with some mind-body movement. And can you share a little bit more about what you do with the type of yoga we're going to have in this workshop?
This is going to focus mainly on restorative yoga, not all the fancy vinyasas and the headstands and the cirque yoga stuff that most people are used to. Basically we're just going to make our breath the star of the show and really focus on the integration of body and mind rather than just hyper-focusing on our bodies, and deepening the relationship and understanding and the language that they both speak and trying to get them on the same page. And of course, when I mean mind, I also mean the emotions as well as the intellect.
Mm-hmm. And why is that important for improving our fitness?
Well, if you ever tried to do anything without breathing, you would understand that you don't get very far. And that breathing has a direct link or access into our central nervous system. Our breathing can send us into fight or flight with elevated heart rates and floods of cortisol and adrenaline, which sometimes we do need, especially in your high active dance classes or other things like that. But we don't need that, throughout the day. And most of us don't know how to shut that button off. And so the restorative yoga puts us back into balance. It starts teaching us how, just through breathing, you can start to relax the muscles, even without, doing postures.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start adding the postures, you get even more out of it. So it's learning how to breathe in a way that just creates a little balance from stress, anxiety, and the living that most of us tend to have here in LA.
Exactly. And it's so important too when we're trying to improve our overall physical appearance too. And I get a lot of women that are like, how do I reduce my fat around my belly? And what we're not always aware of is that extra adrenaline increases cortisol, that hormone that makes us store fat in our belly.
And when you're stressed, you naturally get bloated.
Yeah.
So learning how to reduce stress with breathing and not just by doing setups becomes very beneficial even for things like that.
It actually shuts down your digestive system, and
Correct.
That's why you get bloated really easily.
Store mode.
Store mode, exactly. So it's understandable why it's so important to have that balance between that really active, high intensity and that more restorative, gentle mind-body connection. It gives you that full integration of complete wellness and fitness. And we also do these workshops on new moons or full moons. And why is that important? Like, why do we pick that particular time to do these kinds of workshops?
Everything is based on energy. If we were to strip down to our bare elements, we're a bunch of moving molecules of energy. Universe, everything comes down to energy. Calories are based on energy. So when we work with a new moon, we're working with the energy of new behaviors, new patterns, planting new seeds. When you work with a full moon, that energy is always about releasing or letting go. So the new moon will give us the opportunity, as we break down the body and we start to get into all our muscle and fascia and joints and breathing. It'll also set us up for when we do the guided meditation, utilizing that new moon energy. What is it you'd really like to bring in? So we're going to create space physically, we're going to create space with our breath, we're going to create space emotionally, and then we're going to fill it up with what it is we really would like to bring into our lives, whether it's on a fitness level or a work level, a personal level, behavioral, whatever's going on. It'll really give it some time to plant new seeds and use the energy that's there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to have that kind of change in your life, then you need to create space for it.
Correct.
And this is the great opportunity for that. So if you're looking for some sort of opportunity to uplift your spirit or transformation in any area of your life, this is a great opportunity.
Correct.
Yes. All right, so Heather's going to show us a couple of stretches and movements that we're gonna do in the class, but also things that you can do that are really great for people that dance, that are on their feet a lot and are trying to open up their bodies a little bit more so you can dance more. All right?
Just place a hand on the belly and a hand on the heart. Now let's just take 5 slow inhales and slow exhales. And if you're feeling a little bit more stressed out today, you're going to want to elongate that exhale so that it's longer than your inhalation. Yeah, if you're feeling a little sluggish, you're going to want to keep those breaths nice and even. And then let's stretch everything nice and long, get really long with our bodies. Right? Left arm reaches right arm, right foot, left foot, like you're being pulled, a little taffy pulling machine. And then exhale, let all the tension go. And just take about 3 breaths into all this beautiful length. And keep coming back to that baseline of breath that we established. The long inhales and exhales. And then let's bring that right leg in. Give it a little squeeze. And then taking your straps, unless you prefer not to use them or if you don't have them with you today, you also have the option of just interlacing the fingers somewhere at the back of your leg that feels comfortable. And what I mean by feeling comfortable, and this is the same thing if you have your straps, making sure that your upper arm bones, right, your shoulders, your head, your neck, everything is nice and relaxed into the mat so that we're not overworking the head, neck, and shoulders here. And taking the foot into a deep dorsiflex position so the heel bone tries to touch the sky. And you'll notice the stretch start to move into the calf. It's getting into the meat of the hamstring. Make sure there's no burning behind the back of the knee. And again, you always have the option of keeping the leg a little soft. Right? You want to work with where your body is and you want to pay attention to it. And then while we're here, we can also just milk the foot a little bit by pulling down on that right strap or that left. And this allows the ankle to invert and evert, and we get a nice little stretch there through the foot and the ankle and the calf.
Feels so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You really feel it when it goes internal.
Oh, yeah.
Internal rotation.
Good. And then one more pull down, or again, if your hands are at your calf or your hamstring, pull in and then push forward with the leg at the same time. Little PNF stretching just activates that a little bit more. About 3 breaths here. Good. And release. Beautiful. Let's switch. So just bring that leg in, give it a little bend. Good. And then extend the leg to the sky, hook the strap. Or again, you can thread the fingers behind the hamstring, calf, or knee. And get that left foot now in a deep dorsiflex position. So heel bone towards the sky. Make sure there's no extra tension through the head, neck, or shoulders. And establish some good breathing patterns. And also, let's just start milking that foot here. And then steadying, drawing in a little bit. And then one last move here just to activate that stretch a little more, pushing forward towards the front of the room as you're pulling back. Just a few more breaths here. Good deep activation on that stretch. release. Beautiful. Place the straps to the side, bring everything in, give it a good squeeze, kneecaps to forehead, drop the shoulders, relax the shoulders to the mat, and as you're squeezing here, you're deeply hugging the legs, pulling the kneecaps towards you, and every exhalation just allows the lower back and the pelvis to drip into the floor. Good, and then release into a Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, and gently allowing those legs to open. You can control how far or close you want the heel bones to your groin, and that will adjust the stretch subtly here. And if your knees tend to be a little bit tweaky, like I say, for lack of a better word, having the heel bones a little further away will put less pressure on that knee joint. And then kneecaps to the sky, one more stretch here, palm the floor, lift the hips to the sky, interlace the fingers underneath you, walk the shoulder blades together as you lift the hips high to the sky. Big belly inhales and exhales, shoulders moving away from the ears. Good, take the arms up and over and peel down vertebra by vertebra. And release the legs. This just comes to sitting. Oh.
Come to sitting. Thank you so much, Heather, for this awesome stretch for
My
today.
pleasure.
And we hope to see you at one of our workshops coming soon.
Thanks a lot.
Hi, this is Deirdre Martinez of the Uplift Movement, and I am joined here today with Heather Graham. No,
Dawn.
Dawn.
It's okay, Graham is an actress. And she was in Boogie Nights, and I really liked that movie
like
also.
her.
Yeah,
You kind of look like
hey,
her.
I'll take her career. I'm okay with that.